Alrighty. Angie, make a snapping noise or something. And then Livy, you do it too.
Oh, my phone just fell. Oh.
just keyboard
Why do you
collapse.
snap like that?
You didn't specify what to snap, so I snapped my entire keyboard in half.
Hello, and welcome back to ToVsday. I'm joined here with the full cast. Welcome back, Angie and Livy.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
And today, we have a very special video, because it is going over a very new and unique topic within Tales of the Valiant, being the weapon options. To jump straight into things, a weapon option is essentially a special feature that weapons can attribute to themselves. It often requires you to do without the damage side of your attack, but the payoff is a very unique ability that gives you a very specific playstyle with what you choose to wield. And I want to dive into some of these weapon options now, starting off with Bash. The Bash option, this is going to come on your clubs, your flails, and your warhammers. Essentially what this is going to do is it's going to disorient a target briefly, granting them disadvantage on its next attack roll.
And then there's Disarm. You can find it on your great axes, your rapiers, even morning stars. You can use it to make your enemy drop their really cool swords. You can go ahead and steal it. I know you want to, rogues.
Now let's get into Hamstring. This is going to come on your hand axes, your great axes, and your long swords, and a couple of other weapons. Essentially what this is going to do is it's going to reduce the movement speed of a creature by 10 feet. This doesn't stack, so you can't reduce somebody to 0, and they can use an action to mend their wounds to get rid of this effect, but I think it's really cool and unique to deal with the versatility on the battlefield.
I think it's good too, because, you're only spending one attack to possibly take away their action or like a third of their movement. That's pretty good.
That's what I'm saying is it's really great with all the options because it doesn't take away the action economy like normal things would because it's still a part of the combat aspect since it's with your weapon.
Yeah, I do love how they're adding options for melee, martial characters, but they're not overcomplicating them either, because I love playing a martial and not having to worry about what spells I'm going to cast and which ones are concentration, which ones aren't. I love that part about martials, so it's nice to have more options and more complexity.
It's like the joke that my group makes every single time our barbarian's unable to play is just well, someone else can play them because I wonder what they're possibly going to do on their turns.
Oh my god.
So it's really.
Am I raging? Yes, I attack. Am I not raging? I rage.
Alright, so then we have Pinning Shot, which... So, your rogues, they want to be really cool and snazzy, right? Imagine you just walk into this tavern, you see your target across the room, and you just throw your dagger straight at them, and like a movie, you pin them to the wall with your knife. That's amazing. That's what Pinning Shot does. It'll restrict their movement until they are able to free themselves, but essentially you are pinning part of their clothing to an object or a structure of that sort. So let me put it in another way, because if you haven't already noticed from some of our other videos, or just me as a GM, I love extra stuff I can do as a GM, and I want to help provide you with some options here, so let's just set the tone here for just a second. Imagine you are in the tavern, and suddenly you watch as your companion, a rogue, bard, multi-class, comes closer to you before they throw their knife and pin you to the wall. That is Pinning Shot. And yes, you do still have to have clothes on for this to work, but you can play with your players and toy them with some fun things. And we have Pull, so this is going to happen on any of your weapons that are essentially 10 feet or range, being able to actually reach out and pull them as you draw them closer to you. This does specify that you can actually try to pull them over something. So for example, let's say there's a small 5-foot space between you and this person and it goes deep down into a lava pit. You can try to pull them over into it. That is something that you can do. They will have to make a save against it, of course. But otherwise, you can use this for other malicious reasons of pulling people straight towards you. So, all those fun, short fellows in your party who have 25 movement and can't quite make it. Well, before their turn, you just yank them over and pull them a little bit closer. So, fun fact, you could technically use this on another player if you really wanted to and help them out a little bit. Just come closer.
All right, and then are you ready, archers? Because next up is Ricochet Shot, which is for all your bows and your sling. The dart's in the corner crying. It's going to allow you to bypass cover without taking a talent for it. And you still get to deal your normal damage. Not sneak attack, unfortunately, but magical effects, yes.
Are you telling me I can do a 360 no-scope ricochet and hit someone from across the map?
Heyo!
No, it still has to be in your normal range, but I still want to see you try it.
Hey, if I have a longbow and I ricochet,
Cool.
I'm just saying, that's a cross map right there. I can live out my Call of Duty dreams once again.
Oh my god.
It's true. My maps usually aren't bigger than longbow range. Okay, yeah, let's do it.
We are full of beans.
It's been a while since the gang's all been here, okay? I got a lot of giggles.
I've also had Baja Blast.
Oh my god. G supercharged.
Alright, then we have, last but definitely not least, we have Trip, which honestly combines right with Pull. So not only can you pull someone right on close up to you, you can instead decide to whoop, switch straight underneath their feet and cause them to fall prone. However, if they're mounted, they would have advantage on that save. Does make sense. Although I guess theoretically you could try to knock a horse's legs underneath them, or, you know, have some fun with that.
And you get 2 for 1.
2 for 1! Yeah, baby! But, speaking of 2 for 1, you got your pull and your trip, and like I was saying with your pinning shot, you have your barg come forward, and they just pull you in, and then sweep you off your feet as you fall to the ground. Oh, baby, I can imagine the fun that you can have with this. Great. Peak. Wonderful.
And that is the weapon options. And one important thing to keep in mind is that some of these weapon options may not work against certain creature types. Some of this is going to come up to your GM's discretion. Certain weapon options, like the trip feature, may not work on things like an animated tree, and pinning shot may not work on creature types like ooze. And with that aside, that is the weapon options. Next week, we're going to be going over the armor options. It has a few extra little twists and turns that are also just as exciting as the options we've covered today. In the meantime, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we're going to see you all next ToVsday. Bye-bye for now.